the boy who found the moon's missing piece. Long ago, in a peaceful village nestled between rolling hills and whispering woods, lived a curious boy named Eli. Eli loved two things more than anything: stars and stories. Every night, he'd climb the tallest tree behind his house with a blanket, a biscuit, and a little telescope, and stare at the sky until he couldn't keep his eyes open. One night, as he lay in the tree branches with the wind gently rocking him, he noticed something strange. The moon wasn't whole. A piece of it was missing. Now, Eli had seen the moon go through phases before, like a smile getting bigger and smaller. But this wasn't that. This time, there was a jagged chunk missing, as if someone had taken a big bite out of the moon. "Something's wrong," Eli whispered. So he made a decision. "I'm going to find the missing piece." That night, while everyone else was asleep, Eli packed a satchel with a flashlight, a sandwich, a map of the stars, and a small jar, just in case, and he set off on a journey to the moon. But how will you get there, you might ask? But Eli had a secret. Behind his house, deep in the woods, there was a very old, forgotten ladder made of moonlight, hidden in a hollow tree. He had found it once by accident and never told a soul. Tonight, it shimmered brighter than ever. He climbed for what felt like hours past clouds, birds, and breezes until he reached the edge of the sky and stepped onto the moon. It was cold but soft, like powdered snow and silver silk. Eli walked carefully, looking for clues. Soon, he saw a shimmering trail of moon dust leading toward a large crater. There, curled up and sniffling, was a tiny creature glowing softly. "Hello?" Eli said gently. "Are you okay?" The creature looked up with big, watery eyes. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to break it." "Break what?" "The moon," the creature said with a hiccup. "I sneezed too hard, and a piece cracked off and fell down to earth. I'm a moon mender, but I'm only in training, and now I've ruined everything." Eli knelt down. "It's okay. Accidents happen. We'll find the missing piece together." The creature sniffled. "Really? You'd help me?" Eli nodded. "Of course. I came all this way, didn't I?" So, the Moon Mender gave Eli a special silver compass that pointed to the missing piece, and they climbed back down the ladder to Earth together. They followed the compass through forests, across rivers, and into a deep, sparkling cave. There, resting gently in a bed of moss, was a glowing chunk of moonlight, still humming with soft light. Eli carefully scooped it into his jar. Together, they climbed back up to the moon, and the Moon Mender gently placed the missing piece back where it belonged. As soon as it clicked into place, the moon let out a deep, happy sigh, and the sky lit up with 1,000 new stars. The Moon Mender beamed. "You've helped me fix the moon. Thank you." "You're welcome," Eli said with a smile. "Can I come?" The Moon Garden. For sleepy dreamers everywhere. Once upon a time, hidden high above the clouds, there was a secret garden that only appeared when the moon was full and glowing. This garden wasn't like any garden on earth. It floated in the sky, gently drifting among the stars. It was called the Moon Garden. This garden was filled with glowing silver trees, star petal flowers, and gentle breezes that hummed lullabies. In the center of the garden lived a kind little bunny named Nico, who had soft white fur and ears that twitched whenever he heard a wish. You see, Nico wasn't an ordinary bunny. He was the moon gardener chosen by the moon itself to take care of the glowing plants and listen for nighttime wishes made by children all over the world. Every night, when the world below fell asleep, Nico would hop out of his cozy cloudbush bed, stretch his tiny paws, and begin his work. He watered the dream daisies with drops of moonlight. He polished the glow berries so they could shine brighter. And, most importantly, he collected the wishes that floated up from the earth like glowing bubbles. One night, while Nico was humming a tune and brushing stardust off the singing ferns, he saw a very bright, very wiggly wish bubble bouncing through the garden. He caught it in his paws and held it close. Inside, he saw the wish of a little girl named Mira, who lived in a small village by the sea. Her wish said, "Dear Moon, I wish I could visit the stars just once." Nico's ears twitched with excitement. A wish like this was special, so big, so full of wonder. "I can't ignore this one," Nico said softly. "We have a traveler to welcome." So he hopped to the tallest starflower and whispered to it, "Bring Mira here, just for one night." The petals shimmered, the stars above twirled, and down on earth, Mira, who had just been tucked into bed, felt a tug on her finger. She opened her eyes and gasped. Her room was gone. She was floating gently upward, wrapped in a blanket made of moonbeams. She rose higher and higher, past rooftops, past clouds, and finally landed soft as a snowflake in the middle of the moon garden. "Where am I?" she whispered, eyes wide with wonder. "Welcome to the moon garden," said Nico, bowing politely. "We heard your wish," Mira giggled. "Are you a real bunny?" "Real as can be," Nico replied proudly. "Come, we don't have much time before morning." He gave her a lantern made of a glowing dandelion and led her on a magical adventure. They sipped starlight tea from cups made of comet shells. They played hide and seek among the moon mushrooms that giggled when touched. They danced on flower petals that hummed lullabies. And at the highest hill of the garden, they slid down rainbows made of northern lights. As they lay on the soft silver grass, Mira looked up at the stars, brighter than she had ever seen. "I don't want to leave," she said sleepily. Nico smiled gently. "You'll be back in your dreams. That's the say." Luna, the Little Moon. Written just for you. Once upon a time, in the vast blue sky, there lived a little moon named Luna. She was round and bright, and she loved to shine at night. But Luna wasn't like the big moon everyone sees from Earth. She was still learning how to glow. Every night, the stars would twinkle, the clouds would dance, and Luna would peek out from behind the big moon, hoping to shine just a little bit brighter. "Don't worry," said the wise old moon kindly. "One day you'll light up the whole sky all by yourself." "But I want to shine now," Luna pouted. So the stars came up with a plan. Star by star, they gave Luna a tiny sparkle. The first star said, "Here's a sparkle for your courage." The second star added, "And here's one for your kindness." The third whispered, "Take mine for your big, bright dreams." With every sparkle, Luna began to glow more and more, until one magical night she was ready. The big moon smiled and said, "Tonight is your night, Luna." So Luna floated across the sky, all on her own, lighting up the dark like a silver lantern. The animals below looked up and cheered, "Hooray for Luna!" And from that night on, Luna knew she didn't need to rush to be big. Every little sparkle had helped her grow in her own special way. She twinkled happily in the sky and whispered softly to the world below, "Good night, sleep tight, and don't forget to shine." The little star who couldn't sleep. Once upon a time, high up in the sky, there was a little star named Twinkle. Twinkle was a tiny, shining star, always glowing with a soft light. She lived among the other stars, each one sparkling brightly in the vast, dark sky. But one thing was different about Twinkle. No matter how hard she tried, she just couldn't fall asleep. Every night, when the moon smiled down upon the world, the other stars would yawn and drift into a peaceful, twinkling slumber. But Twinkle would toss and turn, her glow flickering in the darkness. "I wish I could sleep like everyone else," Twinkle sighed, her light dimming for a moment. "Why can't I fall asleep?" One night, as Twinkle twinkled with worry, she noticed the moon floating beside her, its soft, silver light glowing like a lantern in the sky. "Why are you so restless, little star?" asked the moon, her voice gentle and calm. "I try and try to sleep," Twinkle replied, her voice a little sad, "but I can never get comfy. My light won't turn off, and I just can't rest." The moon smiled warmly and glided closer. "Sometimes, dear star, it's not about trying harder. It's about finding your own way to rest." Twinkle looked up at the moon with wide eyes. "What do you mean?" The moon explained. "You see, each star has its own rhythm. While the other stars sleep, you can stay awake and shine brightly for the world below. Your light brings dreams to the children on earth, guiding them through the night with your glow. Your rest will come when it's time." Twinkle thought about the moon's words. She had always known that her light helped light up the sky, but she hadn't realized how special it was. It wasn't just about sleeping. It was about being a light for others. That night, Twinkle decided to try something new. Instead of wishing for sleep, she focused on shining the brightest she could, casting a soft glow over the world below. As she did, she noticed the peaceful faces of children drifting to sleep, comforted by her gentle light. The more she focused on the love and warmth her glow brought, the sleepier she began to feel. Slowly, Twinkle's light softened and her tiny star body relaxed. The little star felt a gentle breeze in the sky, as if the wind was singing a lullaby just for her. And, for the first time, Twinkle closed her eyes and drifted into a peaceful sleep still, glowing softly for the world below. From that night on, Twinkle understood. She didn't need to worry about falling asleep. She had a special job to do, being a shining light in the dark sky. And when the time was right, sleep would find her, just like it finds every star. As the night passed and the world below was tucked in tight, Twinkle rested peacefully, knowing she was doing something important. And in the quiet sky, she sparkled, not just as a star, but as a little one who was learning how to sleep in her own sweet way. The end. the little star who couldn't sleep. Once upon a time, high up in the sky, there was a little star named Twinkle. Twinkle was a tiny, shining star, always glowing with a soft light. She lived among the other stars, each one sparkling brightly in the vast, dark sky. But one thing was different about Twinkle. No matter how hard she tried, she just couldn't fall asleep. Every night, when the moon smiled down upon the world, the other stars would yawn and drift into a peaceful, twinkling slumber. But Twinkle would toss and turn, her glow flickering in the darkness. "I wish I could sleep like everyone else," Twinkle sighed, her light dimming for a moment. "Why can't I fall asleep?" One night, as Twinkle twinkled with worry, she noticed the moon